Hey there. So we're going to do this reading about what needs to be said. And by that I mean I'm going to pull from these decks of things people say. And we can only control ourselves. So, you know, if you get a pile, if you pick something and it sounds like it's like something that someone should be saying to you, then take a moment to introspect a little bit and make sure there isn't something for you in it. Like, is there, because usually what we see outside of ourselves is inside of ourselves, you know, too. So, you know, make sure that it's not something you should be saying. Also, these don't necessarily mean you should go run out and say these things. Like, this could be like, it needs to be said to yourself. You need to acknowledge something, right? And I'm not going to go deep into your situation specifically, so it's up to you to use your own intuition to decide, like, what situation or experience this pertains to for you. So it's just a different way of awakening us to, you know, something that might be below the level of awareness, like right below, you know. All right, so I'm going to give you 3 choices in a moment, but I'm just getting my cards ready. I'm actually going to pull the choices from this mechanisms deck. So the choices are, let me just take these 2 unwritten ones out. 2 cards that I haven't written yet for the deck, and then it'll be done. That's interesting. I left one blank, so pick one as the blank. The reason I left a blank is because, you know, this deck is just limited by what I was able to channel, right? And what I know. And there might be some pertinent issue that is not included in this deck that we want to allow for that. So I decided to put a blank in, which means that. And pick 2 is denying intuition. And pick 3 is entitlement. Okay. So we've got pick 1, pick 2, and pick 3. You'll want to take a deep breath. Use your own intuition to decide if one or more of these has information for you to reflect on. I'm going to start with pick 1. What needs to be said? I focused on, you know, it's just sitting in the bag and I haven't picked anything out yet, but the first one that's on top is let's part ways, excuse me. See how I like choked it out? Yeah. You know, breakups can be hard. It can be hard to just make these decisions because, you know. But don't take that if it's not, you know, meant for you, if it doesn't bring anything up. We've got, I want romance. What needs to be said? I want romance. What needs to be said? How dare you? What needs to be said? Have we met before? And we've got the top, and what this signifies is a turning of events, like a turning point, or it could be like the Wheel of Fortune, things turning around really fast, or things are just going fast, you know, or things are moving chaotically. Let's go shopping. What needs to be said? I am intimidated. What needs to be said? Try again. Okay, I'm going to get a couple more from this other bag. What needs to be said? Let's stay in. What needs to be said? I am in a relationship. What needs to be said? Let's be friends. Okay. All right, guys. So you'll know best what those things mean to you and in what situations they apply. And because you got the wild card, because you chose the wild card, it may apply to different situations, different things that need to be said. Say you've been holding back, or it's been, your throat chakra's been blocked or something. You haven't been expressing a bunch of things. And maybe this is just this prompt to kind of, get things moving by expressing them, or at least admitting them to yourself. Okay, so go by how it makes you feel, and what kind of response or thoughts do you have in response to me saying those things, if you'll know if it's relevant for you. All right, let's go to pick number 2. Denying intuition. This is your reading. All right, I need to take a sip of water. And get a couple from this. Okay. Pick 2. What needs to be said? Can I speak candidly? Sometimes that's a nice way to soften things, or to let somebody know that you're about to say something that is going to be very blunt. And I love that. This is kind of about radical acceptance. What needs to be said? I don't know how to feel. What needs to be said? I have options. Let's part ways. I have no regrets. And I'm sorry I lied. Okay, pick 2. It's like these cards are just kind of inviting you out to some sort of honesty in a situation where you might have had difficulty expressing yourself for whatever reason. It's probably difficult. But this life is presenting us with difficult challenges to face, so that we can, find our courage and utilize our bravery and look for new skills and find out what we're really made of. Okay. Now we're going to move on to pick 3. Entitlement. I just remembered I have an appointment. Okay. I still got time. The panic of thinking I was late. couple from this other thing. Oh, I shouldn't close my eyes. I'm so tired that when I closed my eyes there, that my body was like, oh, good, we get to sleep. Not yet, my friend, not yet. Okay, I got a busy day today and not much sleep, so my body's just gonna be a trooper with me. What needs to be said? This is more of a recognition that you're on Earth. What needs to be said? Can you read my mind? What needs to be said? Can I keep you? What needs to be said? How dare you? How dare you read my mind? Just kidding. And this is a card about seeing with the third eye. So, you know, I've thought about this issue of like etiquette when it comes to our telepathy and our knowingness and our clairsentience, clairvoyance, and so on and so forth. It's like, you know, I do think there still needs to be an etiquette, even though we have these abilities, because I think it's just respectful. Okay, a couple more. I want you close to me. I was wrong about you. You misunderstood me. Okay. So, you'll have to use these appropriately to apply to whatever situation they bring up for you. And that is your reading.